Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? You guys doing good too? I'm doing good too. Let's get on today's video session. Here we go. How you guys doing today? Welcome back on my video session. Yeah, how you guys doing today? As always, welcome to my video session again. Today we are gonna be talking about the Nintendo Switch. Before we go through that, in my previous session, I explained to you that the sex the success behind Nintendo Switch is Nintendo DS and Nintendo 3DS. The primary reason behind that was portability, the handheld mode. A lot of people get really surprised. Why do Nintendo's handhelds sell really well? I mean, the primary reason behind that is that the handhelds that Nintendo produces, they're small, compact, thin, with good screen resolutions, Nintendo first party support, good features. It's always exciting what they do in their handhelds. It's nothing amazing why is it winning. Because a lot of in the past, people like Atari and Sega, they made really massive screen size systems, right? Man, the screen's only small, isn't it? And you got this really big screen size, very thick. Oh, they got battery packs sticking out on the back. The batteries don't last very long, and so on. And I mean, why would you buy a system, right, which is not last on battery life for long hours, and the actual system's too big? You can't put that in your pocket. Because end of the day, we're talking about 1990s. We look back in the 1990s. How silly the companies were, even the 1990s. What were they thinking of? Giving these big sized systems. I don't know, man, what they're thinking of. Because to be honest, that is really stupid, really dumb. I hope you guys out there are understanding what I'm saying. Today's session is going to be really exciting because this is the future for Nintendo's powerhouse of Nintendo Switch. What can we expect from this system in the near future? But right now, it's shaping up really good. A 3 years old system released back from March 2017 is doing so good. And we know it's about 3 years, isn't it? More than 3 years. And it's already beaten the Sony PSP and Xbox Series X. Now, I was also looking at the Nintendo Switch software. And wow, what are people talking about, man? The stuff this system has is flipping crazy. It's really good stuff on there. I didn't expect that you would have all this kind of stuff in there. There are really good games on the system. Anyway, so let's get started. Let's not waste too much time on this. Talking about, wow, this is Nintendo doing that. Okay, here we go. So I hope you enjoyed today's session and the information I'm giving you today. I hope you guys find it quite useful. And I've been reading a lot of information on this thing to compile all together in one so you get enough out of my video today. All right? Nintendo is going to upgrade their 3-year-old games console. Okay? So let's start it off like that first of all. Okay? So Nintendo has plans, right, to release a upgrade system to the Nintendo Switch. Well done. So we need all that. Okay? What else can we say? Yeah, these reports are coming from Taiwan's, okay, I gotta get this right, Economic Daily News and Bloomberg. Okay? These are the sources that bring you this kind of information to tell you that they are upgrading the 3-year-old Nintendo Switch, which is pretty good news. And I found that very exciting. I wonder what we're gonna get in this new system. So let's carry on and let's see what they make out of it. Okay? So this system is expected to come in in early 2021. Okay? That's why it's been said it must be in development right now or in that year or something like that. Well, which has been said in the Economic Daily News. Right? That's what they said, right? Right. We have seen few systems previously from Nintendo, but they weren't great improvements, were they? This is Nintendo Switch first, right? Serious performance compared to the previous ones we've seen before. Okay? Since March 2017. The one we're gonna get right now, it's gonna be absolutely amazing. It's not a little upgrade, it's pretty huge. We don't know the specs for the system, but we know it's a serious performance. Wow. Okay, so let's carry on. Still more Nintendo news. Okay. Okay, the one thing that Bloomberg said, Nintendo, right, looked in including, right, more computing power, all right? And are you ready for this? I was waiting for this. And and 4K high definition graphics. Wow. Have you ever seen a handheld with 4K graphics? Well, I've never seen one. This is crazy, man. If whatever we are reading this from Bloomberg is true, then we are in such a good treat. Okay? And now Economic Daily News said improved visuals. One saying something else, one saying something else. Let's get this correct now. Okay. Economic daily news goes that computing power and 4K high definition graphics. Okay. That's Bloomberg. Okay. Bloomberg said that. Let's repeat that again. Bloomberg said more computing power and 4K high definition graphics. Economic Daily News said improved visual. Very, very good. These two sources are giving us such important information. Let's go further. Oh, yeah, we all know that. Uh, we know, the Nintendo Switch we got right now, right? The hardware was on NVIDIA Tegra X1. We know this also was in the NVIDIA Shield as well, innit? Yeah? You know the, what was that thing called? And NVIDIA Android TV. That's it. It was also in that as well. But it's pretty old now, isn't it? Don't you think? And you know what? It was announced, right, more than 5 years ago. Oh, you gotta understand that. This is really, really old now. And it's really out of date. So it makes great sense of Nintendo upgrading their system to higher specs and get rid of the NVIDIA Tegra X1 chip for good. Okay? Right. This is coming from Bloomberg again. It's been said it will have stronger lineup of games. Very nice. And if you look at 1 year ago, what's been talked about some of the lineup of games, right? Um, Metroid Prime 4, right? Sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So they're on about the sequel here. We're not about the original one. So the sequel one we're talking about is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. Okay? And now this is making a lot of sense to get this ported to the new hardware. Right? Because we know in terms of Nintendo, these two games are really special. These two titles should not appear on the 3-year-old system. They should come on the new Nintendo Switch upgraded system, I have to say. And I do say that a lot of these things do come in handy for the Nintendo Switch gamers because, like, already the 3-year-old system is winning and is taking over the Sony PS5 and Xbox Series X, which is really good news for us. And we will continue. Right, we're coming to the final part of the information now. Okay. Let's get something straight here now. Okay. Let's clarify this in more easier way for you guys. Strong lineup of games. Lineup of Nintendo games. Okay. In for the new hardware. And the update, right, will have Nintendo Switch most enduring console. Okay, this is some more information for you. Let's go a bit more further. Now, that was all the information from them two sources. Now we know Nintendo will win December 2020. All right, that's certainly going to happen. It's been selling really strong September, October, November 2020. November sales were really strong, especially. Now, the point here is that December is a very important month. The new upgrade system, right, is to is made to compete against Sony PS5 and Microsoft Xbox Series X. But it's funny already, the 3-year-old system's already been it. If Nintendo goes and bring this new hardware, I wonder what's gonna happen then. Only time will tell. And or also, he's got too many sales already. Okay. Yeah, as I said, Nintendo Switch is a 3-year-old system, and it was really surprising, and it still won. So congratulations to Nintendo for beating for 2 years, 23 months in a row, the Sony PS4 and Xbox One, and now Nintendo won again in 2020, beating the Sony PS5 and Microsoft Xbox Series X so far. Okay. Right. Now, this is really important. Now, if you look at the success from the previous Nintendo game consoles, right? Nintendo Wii, right? 102 million, and Nintendo DS 154 million. Okay? And Nintendo Switch, now this is really important, will surpass, hold on, will surpass without even an upgrade. Without the upgrade. We're not even talking about the upgrade yet. The one we got right now. So I need to get this right. Yeah. Even without the upgrade, Nintendo Switch will beat the Nintendo Wii sales. Okay? And also surpassing Nintendo DS. Check it out. Check that out. The Nintendo Wii and Nintendo DS will be beaten by Nintendo Switch. It's going to happen. You gotta think that right now Nintendo's by far these are his best selling consoles. Nintendo Wii with 102 million and Nintendo DS 154 million. Wow, we will actually beat themselves. Okay, so this is really, really important. This will actually happen sooner or later. He will, the company will beat their own position of Nintendo Wii and Nintendo DS. That's really awesome news, man. That's really awesome. But if you look at that, if the information what we got is correct, right? There's not much difference between the Nintendo DS and Sony PS2. No, there isn't. If the Nintendo DS has got 154 million, if I'm not wrong, the Sony PS2 only achieved 155 million. That means Nintendo Switch will beat the Sony PS2's record as well. He actually means that. Because it's only a little point. 154, 155 million is nothing. It's only a little bit of difference. You really think it copied the Sony PS2? It will. It will beat that. By looking at the Nintendo Wii and Nintendo DS, if they get surpassed, Nintendo's Sony PS2 sales will get surpassed too. I'm thinking the Nintendo system is a great threat. He's going to beat his own Nintendo machines. He will beat the Sony PS2 record. And with the Nintendo upgrade games console, Sony PS5 and Microsoft Xbox Series X is going to have a great problems. You got to understand this. Already, the Nintendo 3-year-old games console has beaten the Sony PS4 and Microsoft Xbox One. And then, even in 2020, it beats Sony PS5 and Microsoft Xbox Series X. So far, it's done that. What plans do they have to stop this thing? Because right now, Nintendo Switch has great games. It has. I'm going to tell you right now which games on Nintendo Switch, right, are doing the rounds. Animal Crossing, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Edition, something like that. Super Mario Odyssey, Super Smash Bros., Super Mario 3D All Stars, New Super Mario Bros. Deluxe Edition. Wow, look at all these games. Super Mario Maker 2, Zelda Breath of the Wild, and the other upcoming games we can also add is the Hyrule Warriors, Bayonetta edition, which had 1 and 2 in there. There are other games as well on it, okay, which are pulling the sales, but they might not be pulling the sales at these games, but they are doing some rounds as well. If you keep on looking at September, October, November, it was crowded with Nintendo Switch games. Not only from Nintendo games, but from third-party games, man. Why are people lying about that? You have to look at some games like FIFA Soccer, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. What else was in there? Bayonetta 102. There were a lot of games in the charts. Believe me. Samurai Showdown, Doom. There were many games in the charts that were doing rounds for Nintendo Switch. This is crazy, man. So, Nintendo DS did beat the Sony PSP already. Nintendo 3DS beat it by far the Sony PS Vita. It washed it away, man. What makes it, right, the Sony PS5 and Microsoft Xbox Series X competed? Remember, the Nintendo Switch has the handheld mode again, but on top of that, it's got tabletop and TV modes. Don't just think that powerful hardware can stop it, because now Nintendo will upgrade its new games console. People will stop complaining about the hardware because it's gonna be pretty strong. It's gonna be pretty powerful. 4K, 8K resolutions won't bother anymore. If Nintendo Switch can bring to the handheld, tabletop, and TV strong lineup of games to this new system, the Sony PS5 and Microsoft Xbox Series X has had it. I solely believe if a 3-year-old system has already been done, yeah, if the plans that Nintendo has for its upgraded system, I doubt it can beat them. These companies are just trying it out, but I doubt it they will able to beat Nintendo's powerhouse games console. It's impossible to beat it. It's going to be pretty hard because we know from 31st September 2020, it achieved 68.3 million sales. Don't use the word over 60 million. Exactly, we've got 31st September 2020, 68.3 million sales already. Yeah, but that's 31st September 2020 we're talking about. What about October? Right? November sales. I heard the sales were really strong in these 2 months. This is nothing yet. When December comes, there are gonna be more sales. And then probably in January 2021, Nintendo will unleash the sales. And it will tell us what they are. They're gonna be pretty high, man. If I'm not wrong, each time, each month, right, it keeps on getting 1 or 2 million sales. He's flipping doing that. I'm not lying. He keeps on doing that. I mean, I might be wrong. If we got 68.3 now in September, if we got another, imagine we got 2 million in October, then we got 70 million. If we've got 2 million more in November, imagine we've got flipping 72 million. If in December, I want to predict that. I don't know how many millions we're going to get in that. I mean, there might be some few millions in October, few millions in November. I wonder how many millions are in October and how many millions are in November. But I really want to know how much millions can be achieved in December 2020 to end the year, December 2020. I think the sales are going to be massive when we look at December 2020. I'll tell you right now, December 2020, Nintendo Switch will be the #1 games console, and it will sold the most majority software of all games consoles. That's guaranteed. You're gonna get that kind of information in December 2020. So the other part is that I always mention, one of the strongest thing for Nintendo has been the handheld market, where the Nintendo DS achieved 154 million, Nintendo 3DS 75 million. I would say both of the handheld consoles did really well. Okay, one is a bit higher, one is a bit lower. It doesn't matter. But both of the handhelds won. And they're both extremely well. Congratulations on Nintendo DS and Nintendo 3DS, and that momentum followed on the Nintendo Switch, which has the handheld mode as well again. But it's amazing, isn't it? How Nintendo, like, he put a handheld in there, the tabletop, and a TV in there. How the three modes fitted in one device? How did I do that? I really can't understand that one. I mean, as I am an IT engineer myself and a networker and working for Microsoft, the enterprise level, it's amazing. Even the PC people like us, manufacturers, right, have never ever made a system like that. It's crazy. Yes, laptops are portable devices. They aren't that small, are they really? They're pretty big, aren't they? You can't hold them in your handle mode, are they? Really? I think one of my favorite for PC gamers, right, has to be the Fujitsu Stylistic Q704 Windows 10 tablet. It has it all. This device is a powerhouse for Windows 10 work and PC gaming. Yeah, this is a killer. Nobody can touch this thing. It's probably one of the greatest device to own on planet Earth. On this planet Earth, trust me, Fujitsu has it all. The Fujitsu Stylistic Q704 Windows 10 tablet. It was designed for work, for people who are working in the offices. It's a tablet that converts into a laptop where you get a tablet connected to it. It's a really, really good device. Try to look into this thing. It's really, really impressive, man. You won't get anything like that. In terms of a handheld tabletop monitor and television. This thing is not just made for one prospect. It's a thing that will do everything. It will do anything for you. It's just like having a laptop and a desktop PC. It's one of them systems that will surprise you. It does everything really. So anyway, there's one part to the Nintendo Switch and one part to the Fujitsu Stylistic. Because Fujitsu is a Windows PC, isn't it? It's going to do everything really. Nobody can actually touch that thing. I do think as people who are console gamers, Nintendo Switch will be the best for that. And people who are PC gamers, Fujitsu Stylistic Q704 Windows 10 tablet will be the best for that. So I hope you guys like my session for today and you've learned quite a lot what's happening from Nintendo, where the momentum followed from Nintendo DS to Nintendo 3DS to Nintendo Switch. Now the success is all in Nintendo Switch. How are you going to stop that? A 3-year-old system could not be stopped. Now further on, Nintendo's got an upgrade system to come in early 2021. What are you going to do, Sony and Microsoft? You got any plans to stop it? I don't think so. If you have, then tell us what they are. Because right now, we're not getting any information from Sony and Nintendo. Why did they get defeated by a 3-year-old system? Nintendo solely understands The Nintendo Switch is an old system using NVIDIA Tegra X1 chip, which is out of date now. So they need to upgrade the hardware with better specs. So there you have it. So this is all the information for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give your likes, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.